Live. Yeah. Hi.
Okay, and now the microphone is also on. Hey, welcome to the live stream. So I put on some. Oh, Eric looks very different. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, right. Kevin. There we go. Changed. So we need to do an audio check because I had to set up everything on my PC this time, including all the alerts and the question bubbles. I'm still figuring out some music. I just played the first thing that was an art list, which sounded pretty waitingness music. All right. Okay. So welcome to the live stream. Let's audio check. I want to check on Kevin first. I saw somebody said there was an audio delay. I don't know if that's still the case, but Kevin, can you say something?
Yeah. Hey, hello guys.
Is Kevin very soft or loud? Can you say something again?
Hi guys. Hello. How's the sound?
Okay.
Fixed by now?
I think Kevin is even a little bit louder than I am. So it should be okay, right? Okay, nice. Thank you. Okay, then I still need to find some good music. What are we in for, guys? Everything is royalty-free music. At least, as in, we pay for it, so. Otherwise, we're just gonna let this list play, whatever it is. It's actually music you'd use for videos and everything, but you can also use it on Twitch, so. Okay. I see that Erika is also in the live stream. Yeah, Erik, you look a lot different.
Hi, Eric.
Okay, then I haven't made any announcement on Discord yet, so I'm gonna just do that now. Hey, you hear this one, Erik? In the background, this music? Didn't we use this for something? Or I wanted to use it for something. Oh, I can't make the announcement. Shit. Because I have Kevin on Discord. I'm using Kevin with Discord. Oh, I can do it on my laptop here. So give me a second, guys. Announcements. But this live stream is going to be pretty cool, by the way. If you have a Lekker Edition PR, this live stream is going to be really, really cool. Especially since whenever Kevin is in live stream, you know there's really going to be some cool stuff. Oh, yeah. Sending it to 3,000 less people that I snapped away out of Discord. Bummer. Let me throw it on Twitter. dokie. Okie dokie. Let's see if I can get also the Twitch chat running here. And then we're all good to go. Oh, this music sounds really stupid. I want to have more of what we had previously. Some more songs. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Now it's Kevin, guys. Now it's Kevin. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started. So, I hope everybody in the chat is doing good. Sorry for waiting so long. I had to set everything up on the PC. It was just an hour ago I realized that Erik would not be able to host today. Yeah, like always these setup stuff things before the stream always take a while. But I have everything running, so also all the alert boxes that will be here. We'll have the question bubble thing popping up. We have music finally when I'm hosting a live stream. And we have Kevin. Oh, here, Kevin today. So this is going to be a pretty epic live stream. And you know, like I just said, you know, whenever Kevin's on live stream, there will be cool stuff to show. So today, we're going to talk about some cool stuff. So first I want to check if everybody in chat is doing good and if we're ready for a live stream. And hey, if you have questions for Kevin during the live stream, this is your chance. I mean, you don't see him on live stream every day, so do definitely grab your chance.
Special guest.
Special guest. Let's see. I have not seen the drama, Bexon. But I know with Ninja and his wife, there's always drama whenever there's girls involved because his wife is pretty sensitive to it. And I saw earlier this comment about Wreckful. Yes, Wreckful. Yes, that's holy crap, right? I saw it on Twitter today, and at first the bell didn't ring really with me, like because they were referring to him as Brian, or is it Byron? Byron? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. His actual name. But as soon as I checked out who it was, and I was like, oh crap, this is Wreckful. It was very unexpected and very sad also. And just yet again shows you how difficult mental issues are to understand, to cure, and really to do anything about. And I think one of the key points already is that when somebody with mental issues tells you they're happy, I think, this is what I think, when they tell you they're happy, they're not happy. And this is also from my own experience, whenever people literally tell you I'm so happy, usually it means the opposite. Hey, hi from Brazil, dude. We don't ship to Brazil anymore, no! I had a customer a few weeks back that was asking if we ship to Brazil, but we stopped shipping to South America altogether. But maybe you're one of the lucky ones that has a Wooting before we stopped shipping. Osu bad game, it steals content? I don't know about that. I honestly, I'm totally not... it's Os, right? Or Osu. I like to say Osu, but I think it's Os, right? Do you know, Kevin?
I don't know. But it should be pronounced by Os, because Os should be O-U-S, right? Osu. Okay.
Osu. Okay. Yeah. I don't play Osu. I'm not much of a rhythm game guy. so I wouldn't know. But we are making a device for Osu, which will be part of this live stream. And other things in this live stream is, of course, Lekker Edition updates. Specifically, we're going to take a deep look into the Lekker switches, the new Lekker switches, the final new Lekker switches.
The final.
Sometimes I'm poking Kevin's nose because...
yeah.
Let me remove the mouse layer.
I can lick it.
Yeah. Let me remove it for you. Okay, now it shouldn't happen anymore. It doesn't have to be Osu. Okay, so let's get this started with. So again, the stream format is as followed. We generally tackle 3 topics, ask questions related to the topic. We will save those questions. If it's not related to the topic, that question will still be saved, but that will be answered at the end of the live stream, which is the open session. Oh, see, look, the alerts are working. Hey, on the first one. Thank you for the follow. So at the end of the live stream, we have open session. That's where we answer open questions and we just talk about wild topics. Okay, so today's 3 topics is, first we're going to talk about... that was Kevin for a moment. Let's... he can jump back into the call from right, so give him a moment. I think he's back.
Just up? Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Just have to turn on your video and then you'll be back. There you go. Showing the full screen. Well, actually this is Discord on my browser. I can't see your video yet, by the way. It's still loading for some reason. Because if I download Discord, I have Discord actually downloaded, but if I do video chat on the application, it doesn't show in OBS. So it's the same issue with Skype, and I think they use the same framework. So your video is not showing, Kevin. So
yeah, but I opened my camera, so.
Wait, does it show yourself?
Yes. What's the problem here?
Let me just join the call again. Hold on. There we go, now it's working. Okay.
Okay.
So let's start with the first topic. Osu Lekker. It won't be Osu Lekker. Well, actually, it will kind of be an Osu Lekker, but it will not be a Lekker Edition. Okay, so let's start with the first topic. I think it's smartest we do the Lekker Edition updates first, and then we jump into the Osu device, because that can lead into a more open topic.
Yeah.
So let's focus on the Switch. Do you have all the Switch samples? Otherwise, I'll show a couple in between.
I have. Oh, what do you want to start with?
Start with the first version of Lekker Switch. Let's just go through all the versions until the final one that we have now.
Oh, this is gonna to be a heartbreak. So, here is our Lekker.
Oh, we're gonna have this issue a lot. Yeah, it's going to be impossible. And even if you get it, we'll... Oh! This is the original Lekker. So I'll give some context to this, is that when we started the Lekker Edition project and we announced it, this was the first version that we showed to the public and that we wanted to produce also. Use A4 paper behind the object you want to focus on. That's a good tip.
Let me grab my notebook.
But then,
Thanks for the tip.
as you might remember, if you followed the whole Lekker Edition project and the Lekker switches, as you might remember that at some point we had to make some changes to the switch because it was not hot swappable, which is going to be very hard to see on this switch, I think, because it's also transparent. Yeah. It has a what I call 4-hook design, and basically means it hooks into the plate. It's not focusing. You can't take it out, cannot take it out unless you take off the plate and pop it out from the back. We tried a lot of different things to make it still compatible. We thought this design originally was pretty okay because it made sure the switch was in the plate stable, but we're not satisfied in the end. Decided to make a change to this switch and change the bottom case, which was a whole drama in itself, a whole blog post about this. And then at the beginning of this year, we received a new Lekker switch with our new design, which has the black bottom, the sample one at least. You have that one too, right?
Yeah, I'm finding it. Should be around here. Aha. So, this is the modified one.
So ignore the colors and the aesthetics of the modified one. The most important part is about the bottom case, where we made some changes so it would be hot swappable as well. But then after Chinese New Year, right, we got into issues with the switch maker of Huano, where COVID-19 was delaying the whole project and we're not getting any kind of assurances and we can't continue. And at some point he basically said, hey guys, you really need to go back to that first version, which is on the live stream, your right side. Live stream right side, yes. For us, that was unacceptable because this was a switch that we already agreed on last year. This is not going to work out. We don't want this switch, we want a better one. Because we need to not only look at this keyboard, we have to look at all the keyboards coming after this, and those would have to use the same switch, and that would not be a good thing. We want to look at a long term. So that's when we decided, okay, we need to basically drop the switch maker, and we're going to start working with a different switch maker. So then we decided to start working with Gateron instead. Gateron already had its own
switch? Magnet switch.
Yeah, magnet switch, which is the one Kevin is showing right now. So this is a magnet switch Gateron already had, recently made for, and this is the version, I'm going to say it this way, this is the version that is open for companies to use. I'm just going to say it in that way. You have to go a little bit more to your left because it's cropped, yes. Oh, more left and up, yeah. Your left?
To left. No, my right.
Oh, you're right. Okay, then it's also mirrored. I shit.
So difficult.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, you got it. So this is the original Gateron switch, magnet switch. Obviously, it does not have any of the Lekker style that we wanted. The spring inside is also super light. It's, correct me if I'm wrong, like starts at 35 gram force, ends at like 45 gram force, which is very light. And we felt that we definitely had to change it if we wanted to do this Lekker style. We talked with Gateron. The guy was really awesome about this and wanted to support our project. And we were able to make some changes to the switch. So the first thing we changed was the bottom the spring, the stem color, and the bottom case. And we made in end, yes. So this is, as far as you can see aesthetically, the final version. But there was another version after this one with a different spring inside. Let me explain. So we made the changes. This has the Lekker stem inside, It's not focusing for some reason. I think you need to have the paper like straight behind it and the switch against the paper.
It's super hard.
Maybe a top-down webcam setup like you did during the Discord meetup.
Upgrade time.
Upgrade time.
I need a better webcam coder.
Did you buy a better webcam yet?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you threw it on us, right? You did buy it yourself,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Ah, better. Okay, so don't concern yourself too much about the color you're seeing on the live stream or this video, because you see now it's almost pale. The camera adjusts the contrast and the saturation live, and you're never going to see an accurate color representation of the switch.
Yeah.
But trust us, this is the Lekker 333 Pantone 333C signature color.
Yes.
It's done.
Oh, we have a picture. We have a picture to show, matching with the Pantone 333C.
Oh right. But I cannot show that on the live stream because then I need to set up some desktop camera stuff.
it's
Don't want to do
fine.
now. But I'll throw it in the Discord. We'll throw it in the Lekker
Lekker
Edition
channel.
Discord. Yeah, Lekker
Yeah.
channel Discord. We'll throw a photo on there. Shows you the switch stem with the Pantone flyer, and you can see it's very accurate. Okay, I already see some good questions. A good question popping up there. Okay, to finish this part is that we first aimed for a 65 gram spring, which means when you press the switch at the end, it's 65 gram force, and the starting point we wanted it to be somewhere between 40 and 50, and I think the first sample was 48. Started at 48 or 50. I forgot. Do you remember, Kevin?
40, I believe. 42. Star point. Star force.
Was that with the first sample, 42?
Yeah.
Okay.
First sample. And then the end force is around 62 to 65. It's a shifting a little bit.
Right, so there's a small tolerance in between every switch. So it's not on the gram accurate. But the funny thing is that when we compared the switch with the original Lekker switch, with the Juano Lekker switch, we noticed that even though theoretically it had the same spring gram force, the feeling was different. And the reason is, we think why, is because the spring diameter of this Gateron switch is much bigger. Because now the magnet goes through the center of the spring, and the spring diameter is much bigger, so the feeling is also different. So we made another sample which starts at about between 38 and 40 grams and ends about 58 to 60 grams.
55 to 58.
55 to 58 grams, okay. And we settled in the end on this spring, and we feel that it gives a very similar experience as a FlareTech red switch, with a major difference being that the start of the press gives you a bit more resistance. Up until the end of the press, it's more similar to the FlareTech red switch. I think one of the key points is that, and which we were aiming for also, when you draw the force curve, we wanted the linear line to not be too steep. So we wanted to not to be flat, but to not be too steep, so that we have it starts a little bit on the heavier side and it ends on a heavier side, and there's not like a major difference from beginning till end. And Kevin can show you the result or the comparison between the FlareTech red switch and the final Gateron Lekker switch, which we see here. Okay, and I'll start adding some questions while Kevin introduces it.
This is the time to roll the clip. The clip I made.
Oh, right. We will upload a clip at some point that Kevin made before.
I don't know if the webcam I'm going to try to show you guys how the comparisons here, but I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, so I see we already had the question, how smooth are they compared to the FlareTech? I'll go through all the questions related. If your question doesn't pop up, you have to ask it again later. Now here's the comparison. So basically what's happening here is that the stem that retracts first is lighter than the other one. So you can see that the FlareTech red switch is retracting before the Lekker switch. Pantone 333C, yes. So then it comes to this question that is not showing. Oh, okay. So the question thing is not working. Why is the question thing not working? Question bubble. Come on, question bubble.
Starts.
On the left side.
I would say start heavier, but end almost the same. It's identical. A little bit different, but feel the same at the end point.
Okay, we're gonna try this again. Write this question again. There we go, now it's working. How smooth are they compared to the FlareTech switches, right? So you can say when you press the switch in the center, the smoothness is very similar. I would say that Gateron Lekker switch, I'm just gonna call it Lekker switch, is smoother, but it's very similar to the experience. The biggest difference you feel, which is a real improvement with the Lekker switch, is that when you press to the side, when you're scraping the sides, the Gateron switch is more smooth compared to the Lekker switch, compared to the FlareTech switch. So pressing in the center, smoothness is very similar, but scraping the sides, the Lekker switch is more smooth, for sure. Okay, then we had next question. No box switches anymore? No, so this is limited to what Gateron chooses for the switch design. To be very clear, this is a Gateron switch design in the end. We just changed aesthetics and spring. And we also allow Gateron, because we don't see any problem with that anyway, they're allowed to sell the switch also to other parties if they want. Meaning that, I don't think it will happen, but it could happen that you see Wooting's Lekker switches on the market somehow, maybe in a custom keyboard or something like that, whatever they want to do with it. Because in either case, we were never planning to make anything exclusive. It's also part of the whole plan with, Lekker switches. But that design of the switch itself doesn't have not a box design. Okay, and then we have Kevin. Will it have Lekker written on it or Gateron?
It will not have a Lekker written on it. It will just be a Gateron logo on the top case. of the switch.
Yeah, and that's also because, this is a Gateron switch in the end, and to do custom branding is an option. Like we could do it, but that would also require that we purchase a lot more. The requirements will be much higher. It's also the question if he really wants to do it or not. But I'm pretty sure for Gateron this is an option, but we would need a much bigger quantity if we want to do something like that, which we're not able to. And for the way we see it, it's also not a hard requirement because we never set out to have our own exclusive switch. So this is that's why we're calling it Gateron X Lekker switch. Let's see. Kevin, is the switch color going to look like the shift, control, etc. keys?
Yeah, I show it.
Oh right, you did.
With the Windows key.
So yes. Then we have another smoothness question. Would you say the smoothness of the Lekker is like that of something like Telios switches?
Unfortunately, I don't have any Telios in my hand, so I cannot have a very proper comparison right now.
Yeah. I don't have them either, so I would also not know. I'm also not sure, is Telios switches made by Gateron also? I'm not 100% sure. But you can kind of, I can say it will be biased, but I could kind of say that the Lekker switch will definitely, it's very hard to compete with smoothness. It's really high up there when it comes to smoothness. Is there going to be a clicky version as well, Kevin?
Not for the moment, I believe. Right now, Gateron is more focusing on the how to call linear one, this one. Yeah.
So we'll see if there will be more versions. I think also for us the more important part is that we have a good basic switch that functions well, and if Gateron is not able to offer more variations, maybe we'll have a different technology in the future that works in a different way for analog input. Okay, then does the switch still sound around the same as when you did that rapid trigger showcase? No, it does not. It's this switch sounds totally different. How would you describe it, Kevin? This one compared to the previous Lekker version?
Sorry, about what?
Oh, sorry. So this Lekker switch, how does it compare with the Juano Lekker switch?
Oh,
when it comes to sound.
When it comes to sound, I believe because the bottom material is different. So while you hitting to the end hitting to the end point, when the stem landing on the bottom case, Juano switch has a very clear, crispy sound. I mean, the Gen 1 switch they recommend at the end, they say they can the one they only can do. But with the one we want to modify it with the black bottom, which is the same material, and it just this one is nylon with black pigment, nylon itself. So these two sounds similar but not the same because Juano has two openings at the bottom, so it kind of like a reflecting sound, and it makes the sound go through this kind of opening. So it creates a lot of I don't know the specific term, but it basically it makes the noise louder, and it makes it more noisier. Yeah.
Yeah. But then when it comes to comparing the two switches in sound completely, we would need to wait for a full keyboard. in general, I've noticed that like Kevin said, yes, it's less loud, and it's a bit more bassy, less pitched at least. It's hard to say when you can press a switch like this. Well, it's no comparison when it's inside a keyboard.
I already make a comparison, typing comparison with the Gateron switch we are using and the FlareTech Red. I think we will also upload it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can make a note of this. We have 2 videos to show in that case.
Yeah, 2 videos.
This is a critical question from Bexon. You said Lekker Edition is to fund your custom Lekker switch. Yes, that's true. We started the Lekker Edition keyboard and we started the project to fund the Lekker switch. But the most important thing about the project is the goal of the Lekker switch. And the goal of the Lekker switch is described in, I would say, in 2 ways. 1, we want to make improvements when it comes to the technology, offer a better experience. Lekker switch is able to offer full analog range. That's something we've been striving for a while, using Hall effect sensors. And the second thing is that we wanted to have more availability on the market for other keyboard makers to make an analog input keyboard, so that we would not be on an island, the market could expand, and more people could get to know what an analog input keyboard is. Lekker switch was set out to do that, but you can see that, I mean, we've been working on this for almost 2 years, if you really take the start of the project, and when we started to do more and more, we spent more and more time on it. Up till the launch of the project itself, we intensively spent time on it. We spent a lot of resources on the Lekker Edition and the Lekker switches, and it's now even coming to a point where it's prolonging other projects because we want to make sure that this goes well. And making the switch to the Gateron switch still achieves the 2 goals that we had in mind. And the Gateron would not have these switches available in another keyboard or in another way if we would not be making this keyboard just like that. So, and the switches will be available for others to also get. We will be able to make advancements with our technology, and we can focus more on the things that we're actually good in, which is not making a switch, which is doing the software and experience for analog input. So yeah, it derived from the original goal. It derived from the original setup, but the goal is the same, and we've just been overcoming challenges along the way with the same goal in mind. And I think when you receive the keyboard, you will understand what an amazing choice, some great choices we made along the way. Okay, let's see. Okay, this one is a little bit far-fetched, also from Bexon, but if you will have different technology, will these switches be made to be compatible with Lekker Edition so it can be swapped? In basic sense, different technology needs different electronics, requires different keyboard, cannot swap around. Yeah. And I've learned now that also when looking at, even with the Wooting 2 from FlareTech switch keyboard and Lekker switch keyboard, there's always the chance is always very big that even if you change electronics, it will still not work, because you can see from the last blog, we have to make these major changes to the casing, the bottom case, to make the Lekker switch compatible, and it's not backwards compatible in that way. So yeah, you would always need new electronics, so it will never be compatible with each other. But in general, we don't intend to hop over from one to the other technology. We just choose what we think is the best technology, And if we can afford it, we like to stimulate and fund new technology. Okay. Wooting keyboard carrying case. When we make the smaller version of our keyboard, that's when. More people using switches, more games. Yes, so exactly what NanoBRX says here. When more people use a switch, means more games will get supported for it, and that's the most important thing. And this means also more manufacturers using this switch, or even analog input keyboard in general. And I mean, over the almost 3 years, there's not been any other keyboard manufacturer that used the FlareTech switch to make an analog input keyboard. And that has not made we made no progress in this way. So hopefully now the Gateron Lekker switch with Hall effect technology, having the full range, is going to make a really big difference. Okay. Right, so I have to add to Baxen is kind of worried that there will not be other switch variations. But I just have to say is that you should not make conclusions at such an early stage, because the point is not about there is no plan to make other versions. It's just that at this moment it's not set, because obviously if the quantities are not there, for example, the demand is not there for a different version, it will not be there. But if it's there, it will be there. If suddenly we and maybe another manufacturer doing this sells thousands of them, right? People will want to have variations of it. So then there will be a clicky version. Then maybe there will be a tactile version. But for now, for what we can see going forward, is that we have this linear version. It's awesome, works great. Let's make sure that this goes well, and then we can see about other versions. Okay. Alright, so. What else did we have about the Lekker switch? Did we miss something?
Only for the Switch? No, I believe so.
Ben, how many people in chat are waiting for their Lekker Edition keyboard? It's like, oh, everybody? No.
Yeah, everybody.
No, I don't think. I think there's just 5 maybe. But then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2. There's 2. 12, 13. Okay, there's a lot more than I thought. Okay. So this month I want to make sure there is an update going out where we go over the switches again, the details we talked about in this live stream, but then also showing the videos that Kevin was referring to. But we also have some general progress with the whole production, not just about the switch. I don't know if Kevin, if you want to give a small introduction, starting with I'll ask you questions. So let's start with the Wooting 2 bottom case mold, right? So in the last blog, we talked about that we had to make changes to this mold. How is that progressing?
As far as our factory, they reply they still are working on the mold itself. So it needs seven work days to complete the mold making, basically. And after 7 work days, they are starting to testing the mold, which means we will have plastic samples arrive to my place around, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how the testing going. Yeah. So
Kevin's allowed to have all the fun. unfortunately.
Once around, I would say 20 of July, I will get my hands on the very hot Lekker button case. Yeah.
So then when it comes to the PCBA, in the last blog we talked about making some little change here and needing to make the whole new PCBA because of the Gateron switch. When do we have a new PCBA yet?
Not yet, but we are looking forward to make one in this month.
What's been holding us back with having a PCBA ready?
I believe when we talk about Hall sensor and how to solve noise when you plug your keyboard into your PC, there's a noise coming out from the cable, interior USB cable, to be specific. And Yun, me, and the team from the assembly factory, we are trying to solve to eliminate those kind of noise. Yeah, noise basically is the main issue, which keep this PCBA thing start. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very short version of a long story.
They've been beating this for quite a while.
Yeah. And it's
go ahead.
It's kind of hard to solve it, maybe. Yeah.
So then the question comes that when the question would be, why didn't we have the same issues with the previous PCBA versions? Then I'll just give that answer is that yes and no. No, because the location of the sensor was different.
Yeah.
The magnet strength and sensor sensitivity was lower. So the conditions were different. So these things we could have not spotted or know in the previous version. But I do think with the new version and with these changes, it's also being reviewed by the new assembly manufacturers engineers, and they have we've noticed, Jeroen has noticed, I don't know if he's still in the stream, but Jeroen has noticed these guys have quite some experience because they were able to spot like a lot of little things which just make the design overall better, which is really great, which also helps. Well, specifically Jeroen, I mean, we're picking up things, but specifically Jeroen also learn how to make better PCBAs and PCB drawings in itself. So that's really great. Then let's see, another progress point. Right. So on the schedule, it says this month we're supposed to have a trial production. Is that still possible, Kevin?
I believe so. We are now in the engineering validation process. I forgot the name. Yeah. So basically, we'll get our first PCBA prototype, and around the end of July, maybe around 20, maybe 25, we'll have our first trial run.
Yes.
And to test everything for the PCBA, for the keyboard, everything. Regarding to the whole Lekker keyboard.
And then thankfully we have, if you can see the total timeline and schedule on the Wooting Lekker Edition project page. There's a picture of the timeline, and you can see there's also a buffer month in between. I think in either case we can always expect that the buffer month is going to be used. No matter what, because from experience, right? Even though it looks like we're hitting the deadlines as we want to, from experience, just expect buffer month to be used.
Yeah.
But you can review the timeline on there if you're wondering what the expectations are. And Kevin, this is a very important question from Twittledom. Is that an ergo chair too?
I don't even know ergo chair 2, but yeah, it's a ergo chair, but it's not, I don't know from where. Yeah, it's called Enjoy 121, made by a Taiwan factory. Yeah.
What does the 121 stand for? Does it have the, you know?
No, I
Chinese
think just
meaning?
usually Taiwanese that has a serial number on every kind of product that has a
Okay,
million list. Yeah.
Because sometimes you see things like like the rental website and stuff. They also use numbers to represent certain words and stuff.
Yeah, 591.
591. Yeah.
And 104 as human resources banking, a bank.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 104. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that one.
It's a very huge website.
Oh, like looking for jobs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I do know that one. Yeah. Beckson already joking here. You're hitting deadlines. Problem they removed 8 months later. Well, the new deadline, the official one, Beckson. Okay, here's a related question. How's it going with the LEDs on the keyboard? So, actually, I can answer this question because we had. So now the LED, if this is the PCB, there's a hole drilled in, and then LED is facing upwards, which we'll then call reversed. SMD'd on the bottom of the PCB, and then the light goes through the PCB up until the switch. We originally had a LED supplier that we chose, but the assembly manufacturer prefers to use a different LED supplier for a couple of reasons other than them being their standard supplier. But I learned something new, and apparently LEDs can have which I'm still not 100% sure how it works, but they have like a one-wire model and they have like a two-wire model. And apparently if you use a one-wire model, it's okay if you just do one process, like just SMD once or doing wave soldering just once. But if you have your two-wire model, you can do SMD and wave soldering and it will be less defect. But in either case, it comes down to that we're going to use a two-wire model, but we just have one process, but the defect rate should be lower in either case, even though we just still have that one process. So LED-wise, I think we got an LED upgrade. We're paying more for it, so it better be an upgrade. But it's working out. The result of the LED lights through the switch and everything, that is something we're not able to are we? Wait, doesn't the OS sample have an example of it? That one has. You have your sample, the sample there, right?
Yeah.
Topic number 2.
What?
The LED light, is that on installed on the bottom on your sample?
Sorry, I don't follow the question. You mean
on the OS
you mean the
sample?
OS PCBA?
Yeah.
The unit is not because there's some wrong drawing in the PCBA, so we don't have the reverse LED. We only have the underglow LED. Yeah.
Okay. So we're not able to show the result yet until we have until the end of this month.
Wait a sec. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe I have.
Okay, let's see if we have something.
But this is a very very rough one I made. You cannot be very 100% sure with the thing we want. Yeah, because see, there should be a LEDs at openings, but for some reason I cannot have it right now. So I only have LEDs on the back side, which is for the underglow for the OSU device.
Yeah.
And
We'll
let's see if I can
We'll show more about the
Chart.
ossifice.
charge release.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay, so I put 2 keycaps from Wooting 2. So you will see these 2 keycaps, and at the bottom, this is a real legit Lekker switch. Yeah, I'm not missing.
Do a small break in here, and whoever didn't join the Wooting Digital Edition, the Woot Up Digital Edition, you totally missed out on this device. We're jumping into it in a minute.
So if you are, this is a very, very rough simulations, because the dimensions or the position about the PCBA and the top plate, even the keycaps, is wrong. So it's even more distance compared to the real one with the Lekker. But this can still shows a little bit about how the LED should work, or should have a LED effect. So
Can you also show with a naked switch? I mean, with the other 2 keys.
Okay.
The other 2 keys on the.
it will be a little bit hard to. Okay, let me try to figure it out.
Oh, I mean, sorry. I mean, without the keycap. Lekker switch without the keycap.
Okay.
Yeah. Naked.
Yeah, naked. Without the keycap, no, without this one, right?
Yes, that's it.
Will I be electronic shocked by the power bank?
No. You'll just die. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Die in the live stream. What legend.
Kevin knows his camera is cropped. Yeah, he's showing the right side. It's just the focus is not really going to be there. Focus, damn it! It's okay. The next topic, we're also jumping into the ossifice. We'll show more while talking about the ossifice, because Kevin will do the epic different camera angle at that point. It's like, this has almost become like webcam porn, because somebody's already saying, press the switch around and do this, do that.
Okay.
Oh, Milo Murphy, thank you for pointing that out. Actually, the boot up needs to be uploaded to YouTube, and needs to have a good edit, which hasn't happened. And then everybody can see the boot up back, and you can also see more about the device at that time from that time. But we'll jump into the ossifice in a minute. We're just going to do 2 last questions, and then we'll jump into the ossifice, or OSU device. Sorry.
OSU.
Yeah. What was the project name we gave it again? Alisa or something back? No, whatever. Right, and we need to update the schedule on Twitch. So thank you for that. Okay, so I had 2 more. I think. I don't know. Lost internet for a moment. I thought it would reconnect, so I just waited. But I just restarted it now. Okay, sorry for that. Nobody died. We're back. I just lost internet there for a second. Taiwan. Okay, so 2 questions.
We are not being attacked. Yeah, haven't.
Roll back. Good. Okay. I see that the time is going very fast. We're already past an hour. So we need to jump into the OSU device.
1.5 hours. Yep. Hurry up.
Hurry up. Yeah. The question is not showing. Okay, the question basically was if we use the same materials for the Lekker Edition. Looks like I'm having some internet issues. Okay.
Hey.
Hello, hello. We're back again. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna happen more often. It's a bit weird. The internet just like disappeared now 2 times. But let's just jump straight back into it. So again, Wooting 2 materials same as Lekker Edition. There might be a little surprise with the Lekker Edition that's a bit different, but we'll get into that when it's finalized. Then there was this. Oh, this one. The question is not showing. So there was a thing about somebody mentioned about Rapid Trigger, and Rapid Trigger being on Lekker Switch and Lekker Edition, and that being a game changer. So I just want to say is Rapid Trigger. We're looking into Rapid Trigger will eventually also come to FlareTech keyboards, and we're looking into making that work. So it will not only be the Lekker Switch keyboards that will have Rapid Trigger, but it's work in progress. What I can say is that we prioritize now the concept also of bringing it to FlareTech keyboards, and hopefully somewhere in 2 months, I'm going to say, there's an alpha, but it's very early information, but Rapid Trigger is coming to all Wooting keyboards. I saw somebody subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you, Analog Fans. I don't know why the alert is not working, but hey, you know, there's more stuff not working on the stream right now, so I think it needs to. It's I don't know why, so I'm sorry. There's no animation. And don't cancel your Lekker, no! But then you can buy a Wooting 2 FlareTech keyboard instead if you cancel, and then somebody else will buy your pre-order because it's limited. Yeah. So hey. Okay. Next topic then. Okay, now I'll see if I can get the animation working again in the meanwhile, and then especially make one for Analog Pants 5 manually. But then we can jump into the next topic, and Kevin can take the lead for this one for a moment, which is we've been over the bit more than half a year. We've been working on a small side project, which we've always referred to as the OSU device. It's going to have a different name. We don't have an official name yet, which we can also discuss in this stream. It's been discussed at the Wooting Woot Up Digital Editions. There were some good suggestions. The best suggestion that came forward for this device name was Full Combo.
Yeah, Full Combo.
I was not in the entire conversation about the device. No, I don't know if there were other good names that came out of that conversation, but from what I know is Full Combo was like the most logical one. And then here, because I'm able to do it, I really liked somebody saying on Discord, the Wusu. That's just me. So, please introduce the full combo device, Kevin. Wooting combo. Sounds bad.
Wooting. So at the meetup we showed a lot of colors, but right now I have this is the stealthy one. We call it I call it stealthy because it's just the same color. It's all black, but using different kind of finishing on the main body and the plate. Here, this is a plate, so create a certain different feeling. Okay, desk views. Let me clear my desk.
I see already Wooting Klein also coming up. Wooting combo, Wooting Klein. Kleintje. You could technically also use this as a mini macro pad. Yes, exactly. So when it comes to I'm just gonna call it the marketing of this device, okay? And then it's all about how do we introduce the device. We've mainly made it for rhythm game players, and we based it on Osu as a good device for Osu. But we definitely want to broaden the spectrum a bit. Like, it's nice to have like a focus point, like a certain market, certain people that will use this device, and helps with the marketing, with the language, with the theme and everything. But in general, what you're getting here is 4 keys that can do everything that the Lekker Edition keyboard can do too, but you just have 4 keys. And to clarify also the material, it's completely made of aluminum.
Yeah,
you do it.
CNC aluminum.
You do it, yeah. Maybe I should give you the full screen. Wait, let me give you some more screen estate. Okay, you have the whole. Yeah, you have the whole screen, Kevin.
Yeah. Okay.
Camera needs to go a bit up.
I need to wait until I can have. Okay. So we have 3 colors. So this is the Miami Blue, Miami Night. Oh no, sorry, Miami Vibe. Yeah, I keep forgetting the name.
Yeah, I guess we just refer to as Miami, I guess.
Oh, this is better. Oh, I really hate the auto-focusing. Yeah.
Okay, alerts are working.
Yeah, thanks, Cross BS. So I think we upload some pictures about these 3 color scheme. So oh, and also this comes with PC button cases. Oh, and also it's CNC.
Hey, Sorry, I just hacked it together, but there we have Handlocks Pants 5. Just subscribe. This is a test, but hey. Shh. We got it though, on the screen though. It is official, man. Now it is official. Sorry, Kevin. Please continue.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So, what are the questions? I think we can just jump into the questions about this.
Oh, yes. In the meanwhile, keep thinking about names, guys. If you have name ideas, because I saw some stuff already come by that we named earlier. The one at Wooting Markopad is a bit too simple. But yeah, this project kind of started from a colleague or a friend of mine in Taiwan that suggested this idea and looked around. Hey, are people interested in this this type of device? And he got positive feedback, and then he was pitching to me this idea that he wanted to make this device. And I told him was basically, hey, I think it's we wanted to have a small device in general. We were thinking about MacroPad or like a developer device, and maybe just has 8 keys and bundled together. But then I was thinking, with this idea, I was like, okay, well, in this way we can still make a macro type of pad, but it will be more purposed towards OSU players. And we know that we have, there is quite some OSU players that use our keyboards for the input speed. And we know that with the Lekker switch and with rapid trigger especially, we're going to have this really big input speed advantage. And this device just made a lot more sense. So I also pitched to that friend like, hey, you want to run this project, we can run this internally and he can take the lead, etc. But it never came off the ground. So then it was like, okay, we're just going to pick it up, we're going to do it. And he's going to be more involved in the background with, he is involved in the background with just feedback. And then over time as it developed, I think we all just got more and more serious about it. And it got especially more serious in the time that we just couldn't do anything about the Lekker Edition. So we made a lot of progress on this device. It's also been Kevin's new pet project after the wrist rest. And now it's really come to a point that we have these different prototypes which are fully CNC'd. It has aluminum body. The faceplate is separable. Did you take it off yet to show?
I haven't, yeah.
See, it's fully separable. It really feels like a fun device. It feels like a quality device, even though these are samples, of course. But then it has the PC bottom, a frosty PC bottom for the underglow. And developing this, it's like our first time that we're doing like a small, well, in general, CNC device, small PCBA, trying this underglow stuff. Learned a lot. And now we get to this point where we have these three prototypes. And yeah, the next step really is, obviously the next step is that we still need to finalize with the Lekker Edition, because the PCBA and Lekker Edition kind of decides the PCBA that will be in this device, in the OS device. But other than that, it's very close to like a final, let's say, prototype device, and then it's just a matter, final product, and then just a matter of selling them and figuring out all the logistics to get them to you guys. But it's been on hold for now because we've been doing a lot on the Lekker Edition. And we decided, okay, instead of pushing it too fast now, we rather just introduce it more, show it, get some more feedback, see what the general response is, see what kind of language you should be using with the device, and we need to give it a name. It's missing a name. This one. So this live stream is now the second time that we're really showing this. I'm seeing if there's some questions in the meanwhile, but this is the second time we're really showing this. And in the end, this device, you'll be able to plug it into your PC, do everything you can do in the utility with it. So remapping, digital keys, analog keys, with the controller stuff, everything. Plus Underglow, which will be customizable, and then limited to 4 analog keys and 3 digital buttons. And it will come with the Lekker switches. Obviously, it will then support the full analog range. It will also have, by that time, all the rapid trigger feature. And it will also keep updating at the same rate as our keyboards. And memory-wise, because it's just 4 keys, there's like a bunch of memory on the MCU. Because we're using the same MCU on the device, it's a bit of overkill, but it's just more efficient for us. So there will be a bunch of memory on it as well. So it will be equal to a Lekker Edition that is limited to 4 keys. I saw there was a question about pricing also, which is an important one. So let me get that one up. Ultimate keyboard controller with different games in mind. Do searching it. So Space Dog, can you throw that link on Discord somewhere, or just DM that link to me on Discord, and then I can check it out later. The Gamo. I think I know which keyboard, which device it is, but I need to double check. Okay, here. So Baxton is already asking, what is the expected price of the MacroPad? That is something we're trying to figure out right now, because we were originally, when we made the device and during development, we were aiming to make it like a $50 or €50 device. But in the end, the cost is much higher than what we anticipated. So it can definitely not do €50, $50, unless we get this into mass production and don't use aluminum. So probably it's going to be $80, €80 for this device. And our aim is on first production to make 500 pieces. And again, these 500 pieces will be completely made in Taiwan. Also something new we're trying to make the whole device in Taiwan. And it's all the whole body is aluminum, right? And it's all CNC'd, so it's not molded or casted. You'll see the CNC lines on the device also. Let's see. That is way too much for 4 keys, not for me. Yeah, so like I'm saying, we're trying to find the right price point. We've wanted to do $50, €50. It's not going to happen. The cost is too high. The max, is it a maximum? Preferably we have €80, $80, but it's not going to be it doesn't need to be any higher. And it will, at lowest, maybe lowest we can do is like 65 is really lowest, I think. But with this type of device, especially if you only make 500, right, when the first one, it's not a good idea. So in that range, yeah. Nice project, but too expensive. I should ask the question, what will you be paying for it? What would you be paying for it? What would you want to pay for it? Because in general, if you look at these CNC smaller macro pad, let's say start with macro pads in general. You have like 8 key macro pads, which are very simple, just bent with a PCBA underneath it. These usually are already $50, 50 euros. Let's just say dollars, okay, $50. If you go to a more premium CNC macro pad or smaller device, that's an easy $90 to $100 for you. So I'm very doubtful you can get a CNC 4, 2 key, doesn't really matter, device for less than $50 for sure. It's probably always going to be anywhere between $70 to $100. And we know why, looking at the cost. It's the CNC or the anodizing that's driving it. Anodizing is really cheap. That's not so expensive. It's especially CNC that makes it more expensive. But even with CNCing, there's a lot of quality grades you can go for. And higher the quality grade, let's say the better the machine is, like it can do more accesses, but especially the process after CNCing, polishing is a key point, which can make it more expensive much faster. And then what is also especially expensive is the PC part on the bottom, because it's a separate piece. It's made it's PC material, which is more expensive, and it needs to be CNC'd. Also makes it more expensive.
Yeah.
So he says, I'd pay 50 max for it personally, 65 for the Miami because it just looks so good. It's interesting. Other common PC also. Other common PC rhythm games outside of Osu have 8 keys. Oh, okay, Space Dog. Yeah, 8 keys. 8 keys. Okay, this is just 4 keys. If we'd make a rhythm, if we'd follow up with a more dedicated rhythm game device, then noted, 8 keys. Quinn says, even the AliExpress junk is like 60 to 70 euro plus shipping. Yeah, I think that's a good point. It's like, you need to take a look online compared to other devices that are similar, and you'll quickly find out that there's no way you're gonna find a quality device for $50 or lower. There's going to be major compromises. Like if you want to, even now, if you want to have a cheap Osu device with 2 or 4 keys, you can get them for like maybe $25, but that will be just a plate of aluminum, a acrylic spacer, and a plate of aluminum, and then it's just like lasered a switch hole with a PCB in the middle. That's how you get underneath the $50 a few key device. Let's see. I'm liking the feedback here though. I'm gonna keep it back up. Let me see. Even Elgato Stream Deck is like 150 and that thing is mass produced. Yeah, Elgato Stream Deck is a good example. I mean, the per key cost for the Elgato Stream Deck is a bit more expensive because it is like an LED switch. But still, that kind of LED switch is not, you know, $5 per piece or something like that. I guess this is also the thing where you see from the feedback what I'm reading here, right? Is that some people know what the price is for this kind of things, but the audience that we're kind of reaching is not familiar with this type of product, and they would just do a key deduction pricing, let's say. So I can get 4 keys versus 109 keys. How does that stack up with price? So it's really the question. This is why it's so important for me, is what is the marketing language that we're going to use for this device, so that the price point is very clearly communicated and you perceive it as value for your money. Because the reality is that the cost of the device does not allow it to be any cheaper than, this is just guessing right now, $65. I don't, actually $70, that is where I would settle with. $80 is what I would wish it would be. Any cheaper, the cost is just like, okay, we're not going to produce this unless we make, I don't know, 1,000 and all 1,000 are sold out, like a group buy, right? And then deliver a year later. Then it would be worth doing it much cheaper because we can have a big time span, low margins, bigger quantity. But yeah, it's not the goal of the device. So I think if you compare this device, CNC aluminum case, PC bottom, 4 analog keys, okay, macro capabilities, well, not in the software, not yet. I'm sorry. Okay. To be fair, we don't have macro software yet. Okay, fair. But you can use auto hotkey. But let's say macro pad-ish. I don't think you're gonna get a better price than this one. And then on top of that, those are 4 analog keys with all the features that our keyboards also offer. It's like, actually, it's like in a way, that's crazy value, because with other devices with a similar switch count and similar construction, have really basic shitty PCBAs that just do regular switch stuff. Oh, let me see. I need to look for questions here before I start. Let's see. Yeah, from the current situation, it sounds a little too niche. I would buy that for $70, $75 because my 2 keypad for OSU doesn't work in Linux. And also if I had more money. It doesn't work in Linux? Okay. So, and it works in Linux and Mac. So Pasta also says it, that's Jeroen. And it's like Thingy said about the niche mark, the market's too niche. That's kind of the thing. We've continued with this project. We're so excited about making it, and now we're hitting this price point issue, and we're also afraid that the price point is a bit difficult for the people that we're attracting, and the target group we're aiming at is very niche. And it's really the question if they're willing to spend this kind of money on this type of device. Let's see. Elgato Stream Deck has so good software that is definitely better for streamers, to be honest. Okay, but so look, if this is already the point, right? So if you're looking at Elgato device and you're saying, hey, that has 8 keys, but it's selling for $150, holy crap, right? And your argument is, hey, but look, the software with the Elgato device is really great, right? Then that same argument should count for this 4-key device. Because hey, it's an analog device and the software that comes with it is actually good. Usable. Not some kind of open source crap that you need to manually program to do the stuff that you want it to do. Or have a really shitty, ugly interface that you need to figure out how to even set a key. Those few people are interested will want to pay that much. It's just not there aren't many people will do. Yeah. Oh, CrossVS. What if you could be the Wooting numpad, but also functional as a good rhythm gamepad? Yeah, I mean, no, let me throw this one in the question thing. If it's working. It's not working? It's not working. It's not working. Wait, I think it's a bit weird that I'm talking and... Hey, I'm here.
Hey.
It's gonna make this screen a bit smaller. We can still show the device. We have to sell it, Kevin. Sell it. No.
Yeah, stream. I'm playing.
Yeah. Wait, let me crop you behind again. There we go. Oh, what if... Oh, the question is not showing. Yeah, the question stuff is not working again. I don't know why. What if it could be numpad? Oh yeah, right, numpad. So I prefer to release a separate numpad together with a keyboard. And to make this a numpad device, I need to redo the whole thing. I don't know if numpad device... I guess if it would be a numpad device and we would not... Yeah. I'm thinking about the cost. It depends on how many keys. I mean, the cost will be higher than this device, but I don't know if it will be that much significantly higher.
I still believe we need to send this to a pro player to have a review or something
before we launch it, right?
Yeah. Because this is the market we don't really touch from our own experience, maybe.
For sure, we have no experience with the market at all.
Yeah, separate from the mechanical keyboard. So yeah.
Tino's saying macro pads are for macros, numpads are for entering numbers. God damn it! Tino understands the device, so he's gonna teach you guys. This is a high performance device for rhythm games. Don't confuse all those devices with each other. That's. But I think it's very clear from this conversation we're having now what the bottleneck of the device is at this moment. Why we can't just like, woo, let's launch it and it will be amazing. So having this professional OS player playing with a prototype, sending out prototypes beforehand to get more information out there about the device before launching it for sale is definitely the approach we must take with this. Yeah. Okay, was there anything... Let me see if there was any other comment here. Somebody's buffering the questions, but also the 2+2 keys look... Oh, okay, there. Okay, this is a good question from Bexon related to the device. He mentioned that the 2+2 keys look a little bit too close to each other. Typical rhythm gamers like Osu have their keyboard have it much further apart is his point, because keyboard layouts also have it much further apart, so it's much more ergonomic. Yes and no. We asked some Osu players what their opinion was. The reason why there's even a gap there is because of from their feedback. The gap can't be too crazy big, otherwise you're going to get a really weird device, or it needs to be separable and connectable with each other. And other devices on the market also have a similar gap in between. So it's a pretty common layout for Osu, at least, 4Q OSU device. And I don't think ergonomically it's a big issue, honestly. Since your hands are static, everything is static. And you will not be literally bending, twisting your wrists. You're kind of like, yeah, you see from Kevin there? Yeah. I don't need analog or top tier performance for a macro pad, so this is only really valid for OSU players and the likes. Yeah, so it's kind of stupid. We were hoping to bundle 2 functions into one device, which was a accessible 4-key device that developers and people interested could purchase to play around with, while at the same time we could sell it as an OSU device, or at least as a gadget type of device, a novel device, and it just morphed into this specific OSU device, which is so cool now. It's so cool. Man. Okay. Okay, I think we need to start rounding things up. We're getting close to 2 hours. That is really a...
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 hours.
Okay, let me see if there was any interesting comment in between. I really hope that people can see it also as like a novel device. It looks nice on the desk, you know, that you can connect. Just not pure functional. Yeah, there's some Kevin love in this device. Okay, show the angles, Kevin. Show the special boat shape.
Yeah. Boat shape.
Boat shape, guys. Amazing. And the under. Did you show the underglow?
No.
Oh
no,
my
I
god!
can't.
Show the underglow. Sell it, Kevin. Sell it.
The connector just fell off.
Oh no! Oh really?
While I'm doing the last testing with the RGB, the connector just fell off like 10 minutes ago.
No. Connector on PCB. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Jeroen. Connector on PCB, not okay.
Because it's just hand soldering by your own, so yeah, it's very
right, okay, it's hand soldered, yeah.
delicate.
It's not made for it. Okay. Let me see. I'm scrolling through the comments, guys, to see if I can pick something up that was really good. I see Quinn's comment about having a deluxe name. Yeah, I think I should highlight here Cube. I bet if you gave it to some popular OSU streamers, you would get a lot of buyers. Guess that's the way, huh? That's the way. You guys already party pooped it. We don't have a choice now.
Wooting 4 for the name. Wooting 4.
Space Dog plays BMS. I don't know what BMS is. Key space for 4D stuff as if I could do. Use your phone while using some buttons. Oh, here's a new one. Dev Centered says, I think something like this would be huge for flight sim people that would put the money into nicer setups. As long as macros can get pushed onto it, it would be huge. As for flight sims though, wouldn't you want to have more keys? Or would you just connect more devices? Or it would just be one of the 4 devices that you use for the sim? Because I think with flight sims you connect multiple devices. It's very common to connect multiple devices, right? Refufo thinks it's mainly a novel device. So going to the audio pickup. Space Dog, that is a pretty cool idea. Making RGB effects based on the audio that's picked up. So what we could do using the RGB SDK is based on the OSU song you're playing, it can show RGB backlight sound waves or effects based on the song you're playing. Should be possible. We made something similar for the Wooting 1 keyboard with the SDK before. So that should be possible. We can make that, making the software even more valuable. $80. Dr. Flo, what's the name for this? Wooting 0? So we haven't decided on a final name. We're still looking for more feedback, defining the market better, defining the marketing that we're going to use around it, how we're going to explain the device, where we should mainly show the device. Names that have come up until so far, highest on the list is Wooting Full Combo, because full combo is often used in riffing games as I think like a succession streak of keys that you press. What are other good contenders for the name? I have a personal favorite, which is Wusu, but you know, I'm the only one.
No, Usu is coming from me.
Oh, okay. So Kevin and I are also pretty fond on Wusu, which is WOOSU. Then full combo is kind of like what people are agreeing on till so far. I have another contender for a Wusu here by Space Dog. I'm just gonna be totally biased here. Wooting Mini, right? So there was also Wooting Klein. Klein in Dutch means small, which is also really cool. But then I would rather it would be a more novel device, and this device is more specific in the end. So Wooting Klein is cool, but it's better for a more specific, more novel device. FPA Magic, that's the Razer color software. So FPA Magic, the thing I was explaining about RGB SDK and doing things based on sound waves, that is not the Razer software thingy. We have an RGB SDK that works with the Wooting 1, Wooting 2, and you can make your own programs to control the RGB on the keyboard. So what you could do is be listening into, I'm not the engineer, but you can have a listener on a song and then translate that into an RGB effect somehow. Jeroen made a example with the old SDK, old firmware, doesn't work anymore. I don't know if it's still on GitHub, which worked, which we showed on the Kickstarter at that time. But we would be able to use the SDK to make that kind of plugin where it can show RGB effects based on the song you're playing on the OSU. I think we all know what the name is going to be. Tino, honestly, no, Tino. I am the bias. I can't push my opinion every time if that's what you mean, you know? It's probably going to become full combo because I'm going to be pushed into that corner. Wooting 4K. Wooting 4K would be very applicable. I think that would actually not be bad. Wusu would be too much towards one certain game. Says Refufo. And Pasta says Wufu sounds like a furry name. Oh my god! Doesn't that make the name even better? Those two comments make the name even better. Because, look, if I'm getting from the chat here, basically saying, hey, as a macropad, I'm not gonna pay that kind of money, right? It's really like a specific device for a specific game. I would rather have 8 keys for rhythm games, not just this like 4 key. It's kind of narrowing it down to only Osu as our target group for the device. So, in my opinion, then it's smarter to just go like full, like 100% all eggs, one basket, Osu device. Wusu, a furry name with Osu inside, combined with Wooting, which makes it also a little bit lame, which makes it cool. Huh? Wusu, huh? Not full combo. Full combo is so generic. I think the internet is telling me that we need to start rounding up the live stream. Hello, Kevin.
Hey.
Internet is telling us something. It's saying, hey, let me remind you, 2 hours now of live stream. Time to end it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. I don't know if there was anything else, but I think we can wrap it up then.
Yeah. Oh, I just want to answer a question from Crossvias about the digital keys, because the volume of this mini keyboard or whatever it is, when I design these 3 buttons, it's really hard to use. Oh crap. oh, we survived. Okay. It's really hard to use your thumb because the thumb, when you're typing it, it's very, very below. The thumb should be near here. So in order to reach these 3 buttons, I suggest you use the index finger. Yeah, but this is limited to because the size or the footprint of this device for now. Yeah, but for the ergonomics factors, I think we will have another discussion about this internally. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You said the ergonomic factor with the key layout?
No, because CrossVS is worried about the digital keys too close to the switch or to the and it's a little bit far with your thumbs to push it. Yeah, but this is kind of limited with the design and with the whole footprint. Of course, we can lower it a bit or very longer, and this square rectangular shape will become square, and this price will double. We're gonna to sell 150. Yeah, and you're gonna to buy it. Yeah, because of the ergonomic.
That's what I want to hear, Kevin. This sounds more like selling the product. I just want to repeat for Mr. Flint 123, because he said the Osu keypad idea is actually a really good idea, because as someone who heavily plays Osu, I could see a lot of people buying it. How much was it again? We're planning to sell it for $80. We're looking for more feedback from the Osu community. If you have a couple of good Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. We have a laughing Kevin now on the stream. That's how he wants to end the stream. Let me get Kevin back. Okay, there we go. We have Kevin back. Okay, let's end this. I do want to get feedback from Flint, by the way. Is Flint on Discord? Heavy Osu players need to please send me a message on Discord. If you are a heavy Osu player and you really would love a dedicated Osu device for your game, please DM me on Discord. You can go to the Wooting Discord by going to wooting.io/Discord. Yeah, I'm one of the founders called Calder. Please send me a DM. Thank you. Okay. Oh my god, Flint already says he's a heavy Osu player. Yikes, $80. No! You would pay $40 for... Okay. Maybe I should just make a really beautiful landing page, really pushing those selling points and what the benefits this device gives you, and maybe then you'll feel like $80? Whoa, what a steal! I can get analog keys, rapid trigger, fastest input in the whole fucking world. I'm gonna be #1 Osu on that super hard, super woofy doofy, fluffy song, anime theme thing, thingy-me-dingy, that nobody's able to get, because this device actually gives me an advantage, which no other device does, because all those other cheapo devices have shitty PCBs with shitty firmware and shitty software with super big freaking delays, because they don't know how to make decent boards. There we go. Let's end it.
Oh,
Okay.
big. After the Novoki XYZ, the one which sold the NK65, I get a lesson from him. We just split into two models, an entry level and an aluminum edition. How's that?
We talked about this, right? We can make an entry level one. We just make it 3 layers with a spacer, like the aluminum plate, spacer, aluminum plate. That will be the entry baby model.
We just go acrylic. We just go plastic plate. So you have a plastic entry level and an aluminum one, aluminum CNC block.
You think we can just CNC? No, that would still make it expensive, right? We need to do injection if we really want to make it cheaper.
Yeah, no. We just for the entry level, it will just be plate by plate, and
yes,
send
exactly.
out. Yeah.
But then, would you just make an aluminum block or just plastic plates on top of each other?
Aluminum block is this one.
Okay. What would the plastic version look like then? Same design ID or different design ID, right?
I will give you a knife and a big plate of the plastic, so you can cut it by yourself. It's DIY kit. It's literally DIY kit. Yeah. It's not a fancy word of DIY kit.
Then we can reach $40 or $50.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, I can sell it 40. Yeah. Oh,
Sure.
and last thing for the this will come. There's a 4 indent holes at the bottom of the PC, because we will have 4 rubber feet to prevent this little device to slide at any kind of desk of the material of desk. Yeah. And which will not include in the $40 one.
We strip away the RGB
Sorry, not
stuff.
gonna happen.
Strip away the bottom RGB glow stuff. Just make a 3-layer plastic stuff. $40. The plastic version should be called Wooting Slider Break. slider break like you're really freaking fucking it up in or ducking it up in Osu, or okay. So the whole live stream will be on YouTube with hopefully some time marks on it from Daryl, who can go through the whole freaking live stream. Actually, Daryl, I did something special for you, which didn't work, maybe did not work. But every time a question popped up, it should automatically mark it with a description. But I don't know if it worked. Daryl's not watching this right now. But if you're editing this, Daryl, you're welcome. But I didn't add really specific description markers for anything else, so I'm sorry, Daryl. So this whole live stream will be on YouTube. Please, on Discord, you can keep the feedback coming back. Again, heavy Osu player, or you're very into Osu itself, DM me on Discord. We'll just make a freaking group, and we need to get feedback rolling and get this device around and just get a better idea. So we want this, you know. All right, Kevin, you have any last words?
About Osu device? No, but I have a cool thing I want to share, but it's not. No, we have a little thing with the wrist rest. Do you want to show it?
Oh, whoa! I totally forgot. Oh my god, this live stream is going to take forever. You know, if you're introducing it like this, how can I say no?
We just drop this thing and we just end it.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So I have a very exciting. This is a little experiment. A little experiment we run for like, I don't know, 1 month. So
in the last live stream, we showed what we were trying to do.